On Samhain, time doesn't just bend, it unravels. Linearity dissolves like mist over ancient stone. What was future becomes past. What was past becomes possibility. And the present. The present is only a veil, a thin, pulsing veil between worlds. And within that veil, they wait. 3. Sovereign. Liminal. They are called Hecate, Freya, Morrigan. But names are only masks. What they guard is older than names, older than gods, older than time. They are not witches in the modern sense. They do not stir cauldrons or chant spells in folklore. They are forces, vortices, open wounds in the fabric of reality. They guard the thresholds. They decide who enters and who does not return. They dwell in the in-between, between what is said and what is silenced, between what is desired and what is feared, between what is and what becomes. Samhain is not a date. It is a fracture between what was and what will be, between what lives and what no longer lives, between what is remembered and what is forgotten. In Celtic tradition, Samhain marks the end of the solar cycle. It is the point where the visible world folds in on itself, where the dead walk, where the living listen, where portals open not by will, but by necessity, where time becomes membrane. Ronald Hutton, in The Stations of the Sun, describes Samhain as the moment when time becomes porous, a membrane between worlds. But behind anthropology, there is ritual, and behind ritual, there are they. They do not manifest on calendars. They manifest in ruptures, in silences, in choices that cannot be undone. They do not arrive with words. They arrive with omens, with dreams that linger, with shadows that defy explanation, with pressure in the chest that does not come from the body. They are what is felt when everything else falls silent. They are what is heard when the world sleeps. Hecate appears at crossroads, not as a figure but as tension. 3 faces turned in 3 directions. Past, present, possibility. 3 keys hang from her belt. One opens the realm of the dead, another the realm of dreams, the third the realm of choice. 3 dogs accompany her, not as guardians but as echoes. Each barks toward a different time. Each sniffs out a different fate. She does not walk. She glides between layers. Where there is doubt, she is. Where there is bifurcation, she waits. Where there is silence, she speaks. In archaic Greece, Hecate was invoked as goddess of magic, necromancy, and night, but she is more than that. She is sovereign of the threshold, of what no longer is and what is not yet. Sarah Iles Johnston in Restless Dead describes Hecate as she who walks with ghosts. She does not fear them. She guides them. She is the one who watches without judgment, but with power. On Samhain, Hecate does not merely observe. She opens. She tears. She invites. She is guardian of the in-between. Between worlds. Between decisions. Between destinies. She does not demand offerings. She demands presence. Total presence. Presence without masks. Presence without excuses. She does not accept promises. She accepts dissent. Conscious dissent, ritual dissent, dissent that is not failure, but passage. She is the one who says, choose. And in saying she does not offer easy paths, she offers crossroads. She offers mirrors. She offers abysses. Freya is Norse, but the veil respects no borders. She is lady of love and war, of pleasure and death. She chooses the dead who go to Fulvangsa. Not by merit, but by desire. John Lindow in Norse mythology describes Freya as she who masters cider. the magic of choice, manipulation, and sovereignty. She wears the Brisingamen necklace. She flies with the falcon cloak. But on Samhain she descends, and she chooses, and she takes. Freya is the one who decides without asking, who loves without yielding, who kills without remorse. She is the sovereignty of desire, the queen of voluntary sacrifice, the goddess who smiles as she chooses who dies. She is the one who looks into your eyes and says, "You are mine." And in that gaze, there is no doubt. There is destiny. She does not seduce. She reveals. She does not conquer. She demands. And in demanding, she transforms. Transforms the body. Transforms the will. Transforms the end. She dances over battlefields, not to celebrate death, but to honor choice. The choice to fight. The choice to fall. The choice not to retreat. She gathers the fallen not as remains, but as offerings. Each dead chosen by Freya is a seal of desire, a seal of sovereignty, a seal of fire. Morrigan does not ask, she announces. With crows, with blood, with veils, she is triple, Bab, Macha and mine, but all are one, and all are ruin. Morgan Daimler, in the Morrigan, meeting the great queens, writes, she is not merely goddess of war, she is war. Morrigan is the one who prophesies without mercy, who sees the end before the beginning, who sings as everything collapses. On Samhain, Morrigan does not observe. She prophesies. She tears fate. She shows what will come and what cannot be avoided. She is the voice that echoes in fields before battle, the shadow that hovers over kings, the one who says, all will fall, and I will be there. She does not offer salvation. She offers truth, and truth, as we know, is always a wound. She whispers in the ears of those who hesitate. She screams in the dreams of those who flee. She appears in the mirrors of those who lie. She is the one who says, there is no escape. And in saying, she seals. She does not demand courage. She demands presence. Presence before the end. Presence before loss. Presence before the inevitable. She shows that the end is not punishment. It is revelation. It is return. It is seal. Hecate opens. Freya chooses. Morrigan announces. Together they form the axis of Samhain. They are not friends. They are not enemies. They are forces. Camille Paglia in Sexual Personae suggests that female sovereignty is always liminal between desire and abyss. These three are not exceptions. They are the rule. They do not compete. They coexist. They do not cancel each other. They amplify. Each represents an aspect of fracture. Each is a mirror. Each is a wound. And together, they form the seal. The seal that opens only when time unravels, when the veil dissolves, when the initiate is ready to fall. To invoke them is not safe, but it is necessary. On Samhain, the ritual demands silence, fire, symbolic blood, a name that is not spoken. The initiate must choose one, but all will come. Nigel Pennick in the Pagan Book of Days describes Samhain as the night when time bends and the old names return. And when they return, they do not ask permission. They enter, they take, they reveal. The ritual is not spectacle. It is fracture. It is descent. It is confrontation. And in that confrontation, the initiate does not win. The initiate sees, and in seeing, is transformed. What they reveal is not knowledge. It is sovereignty. Hecate shows that every path is a crossroads. Freya shows that every choice is sacrifice. Morrigan shows that every destiny is ruin. But there is something beyond. Something only the initiate sees. Something only Samhain allows. It is the moment when the veil is not just torn, it is dissolved. And what remains is truth, raw, sovereign, unavoidable. The truth that cannot be spoken, the truth that can only be lived, the truth that burns. At the center of the ritual there is a mirror, not of glass, but of time. And in that mirror, the initiate sees 3 faces. All are hers, all are his, all are ours. Because Hecate, Freya, and Morrigan are not just goddesses. They are archetypes. They are forces. They are destinies. They are choices. They are fractures. They are us. And when the ritual ends, nothing ends. Because Samhain does not close. It remains. Like an open wound. Like a pulsing seal. Like a name that cannot be forgotten. And in that name, they wait. Always, always, always.